We're here at a typical storefront door that's found everywhere. It's a glass and metal door, and it has a very typical lock on it. There's a fairly decent sized tenon that comes out. It's the keeper of this lock. And if we had a fire or a serious emergency, we would want to cut that, and that would be a fast and easy way to get in this occupancy, and it doesn't create a lot of damage to the door. Unfortunately, remember, come in with a saw. The saw really only cuts from the leading edge of the blade. The sides of the saw don't do any cutting, so they can get pinched and bogged down between the leading edge of this door and the door frame. So if a member is available, he can assist this member by widening that gap, and we're going to show you several ways that can be done. Here we have a member who's going to try to cut this tenon of this lock, and he's going to get some help from a second member who's going to reach above him and use the adze end of the Halligan to spread that and widen that opening between the leading edge of that door and the frame. And what that's going to allow to happen is the sparks from the saw will be below that second member. He won't get burned from them. And he's reaching over. He has the lighter tool, and it's just a more comfortable way to work. Here we have another method. Member's going to try and cut that lock. And in order to widen the gap so he can get that blade in there, another member is going to use a wood wedge, door chock, and he just wiggles it in there or gives it a light tap, and we have that widened kerf that we're looking for. This next method is an old-timer's trick. You're going to use the axe. This is good if you're by yourself, and he's just going to lay that in there, force it in a little bit, and then he can pick up his saw and he can cut that lock. This last method involves using the saw to create a new kerf. So rather than just plunging in that gap between the door and the door frame, we're going to come in at a little bit of an angle. That leading edge of that blade is going to eat away that metal. It's going to intersect with the gap that already exists, and you'll have a nice wide kerf, and you'll be able to get that lock no problem. So we just went over 4 ways that you can widen this gap, make it easier to cut the lock. That's the preferred method to get in these stores if you need to get in quick. It's less dangerous, less damage to the door. Thanks for watching. I'm John Buckheit.